y'all, what's going on? This is your girl, Clara Salette. It's the SIBN Sports Desk. This is your Sportscast on SIBN Radio. We want to thank you so much for joining us. And you know, as we always say, we appreciate your support. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you telling somebody about the show. It is always great to have you with us. Listen, we start this show by honoring this week. We want to send out love, condolences, shout outs to the family in Newtown, Connecticut for their loss this past week. I mean, you know, we have had an opportunity to look at the total picture and what happened there. And what a tragedy on both sides for the young man that took the lives of the 20 children and the 6 administrators. And for his mother, he took her life as well. He left his father and his brother who had already moved out of the home. Just a sad story all the way around. There's no winners in this situation. But we want to send a special shout out to the families of all of those beautiful young people that lost their lives. Our heart bleeds for them. We mourn for them. We pray for them. Pray for their families, because this is a huge loss for all of us. I mean, it is just so sad. All of us that have children, all of us that have grandchildren, we have been especially holding them close to us right now during this time, because you know, there's so much you could say, but the hurt and the pain that has come from this is just going to last for a very long time. So we want to send out our condolences to the families and also to those wonderful administrators, teachers, especially the young lady who Sosa, I believe her name is Jessica Sosa, who locked all of her children up into different places in the room, cupboards and different things. And she stood there to distract him, told him that her children were in the gym, and he shot her right there on the spot. Let me tell you something. Those people took courage to stand up to him, knowing what his intentions were. The principal also went after him to try to prevent more tragedies as she realized what he was doing, and he gunned her down as well. So listen here, guys. We want you to know that, you know, we can't continue on without taking this moment of silence on behalf of the 20 children, the 6 administrators, and a shout out to Newtown, Connecticut. And we'll be right back with you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here on SIBN Sports. This is your girl, Clara Salette.
And each time I learn the news, I react not as a president, but as anybody else would, as a parent. And that was especially true today. I know there's not a parent in America who doesn't feel the same overwhelming grief that I do. The majority of those who died today were children. Beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old. They had their entire lives ahead of them. Birthdays, graduations, weddings, kids of their own. Among the fallen were also teachers, men and women who devoted their lives to helping our children fulfill their dreams. So our hearts are broken today for the parents and grandparents, sisters and brothers of these little children, and for the families of the adults who were lost.
Are you a spoken word artist?
Now is your time to be featured online.
Tier 1 Promotions on the CATL show is looking for spoken word artists to be featured on regular rotation. If you are a spoken word artist, now is your time to be promoted on Tier 1 Promotions with the CATL show. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's 404-910-5019. Or email us your bio and your links to work online. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Calling all spoken word artists nationwide. Nationwide call for all spoken word artists. Nationwide. A nationwide call for all spoken word artists. This has been your CATL GAS Global Artist Showcase promotion.
All submissions must be wholesome and positive, please. Suitable for SIBN television and radio networks.
You're listening to SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network.
You're listening to SIBN Radio.
All right, y'all, I'm back. This is your girl, Clara Salette. Check this out, y'all. I also wanted to give a special shout out to Victor Cruz. The young man, one of the young men, he was 6 years old. His name was Jack Pinto. Jack Pinto was a huge Giants fan. He loved him some Victor Cruz, his parents said. So they let it be known that he was a huge fan of Victor Cruz. They also buried him in his jersey. Oh, how special that had to have been. And Victor Cruz took the time out to go and sit with that family for 1 hour and have a conversation with them. He said it was extremely emotional for him at first, but he had an opportunity to spend time with that family and to know that he had touched that young man's life at such an early age like that really touched him. You know, our sports figures out there, sometimes I don't think they realize what an impact they make. But to take the time out of your busy schedule to go sit with a grieving family, as he did, shouts out to the New York Giants wide receiver, Victor Cruz. Man, great job. What a week for the Falcons, man. This is crazy. How do you go from losing to Carolina to beating the pants off of the New York Giants? Yes, I said it. They beat the pants off of the New York Giants. Listen, you know the Falcons are undefeated at home. They don't play when it comes to the dome. And I'm going to tell you, the fans got into this game. They gave them the excitement that they needed. They gave them the boost that they needed. And I always say, you're either going to win in the first quarter or you're going to lose in the fourth quarter. Those Falcons won this game in the first quarter. And I'm going to tell you what made the difference. The defense stepped up in a big way. Shouts out to the Atlanta Falcons defense. Oh, my God. McClain, Decode, I mean, all of you guys. Samuels was back. Asante Samuels got an interception. Man, you guys really worked hard against the Giants. You had Eli Manning on his toes. He could not read the defense at all, which was amazing to me. Then they finally got an opportunity to at least get 3 points, and the kicker missed a 24-yard field goal. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, it was like the Falcons had just rebirthed themselves, come back from that terrible, awful loss to Carolina to beat New York Giants 34-0. Man, that was a huge game. Matty Ice just was ridiculous, y'all. You know what he did? He threw 3 touchdowns. He finished 23 of 28. That means he only missed 5 of his completions. Only 5. That is just like unheard of. Matty Ice was on target. He was on point. He was getting it done. He threw for 270 yards. Great game, Atlanta Falcons. We are so proud of you. They are now 12-2. They go on to play Detroit and then play Tampa Bay. Should not be a problem, either of those games, for Atlanta to win and continue on their winning streak for home field advantage. We want home field advantage, don't we, fans? I know you guys want home field advantage because we want to be able to have the advantage at home because we win at home. Go Falcons. I'm so excited for them. Now listen, because of that loss for the Giants, that put them in a three-way tie in the NFC East with Dallas and Washington. Washington and Dallas both won on Sunday, which gave them an opportunity to be in this three-way tie. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The way they have bounced back, the Dallas Cowboys after their tragedy, we all know what happened in that tragedy about a week ago. The young man driving drunk, alleged, we're going to say, because we still have not heard all of the facts yet. And unfortunately, his teammate, Jerry Brown, passed away in that accident. Very sad day for the Dallas Cowboys, but they've really bounced back. They beat Pittsburgh in overtime, 27-24. And I'm telling you something, as I watched that game, I'm going to tell you, I was checking out Romo because I always say that he is the leader of this team, and he will determine the altitude of this team. How he plays, how well he plays, how he plays against the defense, and what he does is going to make all the difference for him. And I tell you, it made a difference for his team. And Dallas did come out on top of Pittsburgh, which was a huge win for Dallas Cowboys. Great job, guys. Congratulations on your win. And then also, RG3 was still out on Sunday. As you know, he had a concussion, but the second string Cousins came in and was able to beat Cleveland 38-21. I mean, you know, your second string quarterback come out and win like that. That's great. Because Cleveland actually, you know, even though they're not playing that way for the season, they have actually lost quite a bit of games. I mean, Cleveland actually has been playing pretty well in the last few games. Look like they're trying to get a little rhythm going. Even though it's too late, that's good for them for next year. So we'll see what happens with Cleveland. So you got in the NFC East, Washington and Dallas and the New York Giants, all 8-6, tied in a three-way tie. And they're all looking for an opportunity to be in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting in the coming weeks to see what happens in the NFC East. Who's going to take the lead? Who's going to make it in the playoffs? It'll be interesting to see. I can't wait. It's going to be very exciting. Minnesota Vikings beat St. Louis Cardinals 36-22. Houston came up with a win against Indianapolis Colts 29-17. That's a decisive win for Houston. Green Bay won big over Chicago. Green Bay won 21-13. Great win for Green Bay over Chicago. New Orleans, oh my God, the Saints, after having their butts beat by the Falcons, came back to win over Tampa Bay 41-0. OMG, the New Orleans Saints beat Tampa Bay down, man. You know, it's weird because I was watching some of these scores and how the teams are playing, and it's like, one week you don't know what's going to happen. It's just crazy for them to win so big like that. Washington, like I said, won big over Cleveland 38-21. Yet Miami winning big over Jacksonville 24-3. Now, I want to talk about Denver for a minute because I'm telling y'all something. This Peyton Manning, he's trying to say something. And I think that people are listening. Peyton Manning has something to prove right now, and I don't think that he's going to have a hard time proving what he's trying to prove, but he's looking at the coach and he's saying, you made a decision to release me. And we know Peyton Manning has said he understood they made a decision because after his injury, everybody was wondering if Peyton Manning would be able to come back and be the quarterback that he has been. And so the coach did release him. And Peyton said he had always wanted to play at just one team. But unfortunately, he was was not able to do that. Well, Peyton, I don't think you're crying at this point. Broncos have won their last 9 games in a row. They have clinched the AFC West. They've moved ahead of the Patriots in the AFC to become the 2nd seed in the AFC. Man, I'm telling you, they beat Baltimore Ravens 34-17. There's nobody right now crying for Peyton Manning. I think he'll be okay. What do y'all think, fans? I mean, it's just great to watch. What can you say when you have a quarterback such as Peyton Manning? You can't help but want to see him bounce back as he has and continue to play as well as he has played to win 9 games in a row. That just says so much about him as a quarterback, as a leader of his team. Kudos, shouts out to Peyton Manning. Great job. Carolina won big over San Diego 31-7. I'm going to tell you something. That Cam, he ain't nothing to be played with. Everybody knows Cam can play. He has proven that he is a quarterback in this league to be reckoned with, and he does have a future in the NFL. Go, Cam Newton. Do your thing, boy. Oh, my God. Arizona found a win. Arizona found a way to win a game. This is crazy. Arizona beat up on Detroit 38-10. Every week we've been wondering, where is the Arizona Cardinals? I mean Arizona, they have just slipped off the map. What freaking happened to Arizona? Well, they won big against Detroit 38-10. Seattle beat decisively Buffalo 50-17. Boy, we had some big scoring games this past week. And then in another really, really big game for the week, San Francisco won over New England 41-34. That game was just unbelievable. They decided to go ahead and stay with Kaepernick, kept him in the game. Something was going on with him in the center in the snap. I mean, did you guys see what I saw in that game? Please go on to our fan page on Facebook at SIBN Sportscast.fan page and tell us what you think about that game. I'm telling you, Kaepernick could not catch the ball. He could not hold on to the ball. And I'm telling you, he had several fumbles. And for them to still win the game, I don't know what that says about New England. We're going to take a quick break, guys. I'm going to come back at you in a few minutes. Hold on to your seats. Like my boy Matt always says, don't touch that mouse. This is SIBN Sports.
Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network.
You're listening to SIBN Radio.
It's always been a part of me to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. Whether on my block or around the world. My name is First Lieutenant King, and I move toward the sounds of those who are in need of help.
The few, the proud, the Marines.
Entry invalid.
Mode.
The Windows Phone 8X by HTC on Verizon. It features easy-to-navigate live tiles that are simple to customize. Just pin what matters most right to your home screen. Exclusively with DataSense, a feature that makes the most of your plan. Only on Verizon.
Hey, Mike. Where do you have to?
Just diagramming this accident with my State Farm Pocket Agent app. You can also get a quote and pay your premium with this thing.
I thought State Farm didn't have all those apps.
Where'd you hear that?
The internet.
And you believed it?
Yeah. They can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
Where'd you hear that? The internet.
Oh, look. Here comes my date. I met him on the internet. He's a French model.
Bonjour.
State Farm. More mobile than ever. Get to a better state.
Aaron
return, I was able to save you hundreds.
Yeah, discount double check, I know. I'm kind of over that move.
So are we.
What?
It's a little, soft.
No, it isn't.
It is.
They wanted something with a little,
Like what?
Do it with me. Ready? Discount, double check.
I like it. It's terrifying.
Right?
Matthews.
What's up, dude?
He plays football professionally.
Hey, Rogers! Move! Matthews!
You can save big with a discount double check, only from State Farm.
You're listening to SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network.
You're listening to SIBN Radio.
All right, y'all, Clara Salette back at the desk with you for your sports news and updates. Listen, Oakland beat Kansas City 15-0. Okay. Moving on. I was talking about New England and San Francisco when we went to the break. Check this out, y'all. What I was trying to say about this game is after watching Kaepernick and the way he continued to drop the ball, the fumbles, the missed snaps and things like that from the center, what does that say about what happened with Tom Brady and the New England Patriots in that game? Because there were so many opportunities for them to win, even though they came back. Everybody's like, well, they came back. I had a few people that I got into conversations with. Y'all know, when you're talking sports, everybody want to talk sports. So we got into some conversation. Everybody was like, well, they came back. Yeah, but they didn't win. I mean, you can come back all day long, but if you still don't come back and win, it's nothing really to talk about. And for San Francisco to have as many problems as they had at the quarterback and the center with the snap and still win, I don't know. I was a little concerned about that. It sounds like to me Tom Brady was a little bit off on his game. The New England Patriots were just not in that game at first. They were down. My God, I can't even remember. It was 14-0 or something. It was just ridiculous. I was wondering what is going to happen here. Now, listen, I was telling you about the AFC and the fact that Denver was able to move ahead to become second seed in the AFC. And got Houston at 12-2, still atop the AFC. You have Denver at 11-3. New England is now 10-4, and you have Baltimore Ravens. You know, I was talking about the Ravens and how they're just so quietly staying at the top, but the Ravens still are 9-5, and that is out without their big defensive guy, Ray Lewis. So I mean, go Ravens. I mean, that's pretty good. Baltimore is still playing really, really well. In the NFC, you have Atlanta 12-2. You got Green Bay at 10-4. You have San Francisco at 10-3. You have Seattle. Seattle is at 9-5, and then you have Dallas, New York Giants, and Chicago, all at 8-6. So, you know, there's a lot going on here. Everybody's trying to get into the playoffs. Everybody's trying to get home field advantage. It's going to be interesting in the coming weeks to see what happens and see who wins, who takes the AFC, who takes the NFC. It's just going to be really, really great to continue to watch in the coming weeks to see what happens in football. Also, there was a story that I wanted to talk about. I just could not believe what I was reading when I read this story. There's a newscaster on ESPN. His name is Rob Parker. Yes, I'm going to call his name because I'm trying to figure out how you can be black and make a comment like this, a racist remark about Robert Griffin III. You know him. He is the quarterback for the Washington Redskins. Now, RG3, his father, RG2, was saying that he really didn't even want to give this the time of day. But it's kind of hard to ignore when you hear someone make these kind of statements. And I want you guys to go. Now, you have to go on the page and comment on this one for me, because I need you to tell me how a black man can say he is not one of us. Huh? Has anybody seen RG3 lately? He is not one of us. Who is us anyway? Like, when people make comments like that, even if we're talking about each other, it's not acceptable. I mean, just ridiculous to make a comment down there. And then he says he is not down with the cause. Brother, I don't know where you come from or who you think you are, but the girl Clara Salette is calling you out on this one. I don't know what cause that you're fighting for, but there is no cause. This young man has a job to do. And no, okay, I'd be remiss if I don't tell you. It has something to do with the fact that RG3 has a white girlfriend. Okay, y'all. We've come too far to turn back now. Don't nobody have no time for that mess. So what? He has a white girlfriend. Listen, people, this race thing, we can't go back to that. You have brothers married to white girls. You have sisters married to white guys. It has nothing to do with anything. People are people, and that's what we need to start acting like. All this race crap, we need to cut it out. That's why our president has had such a hard time in office, because of the same type of mentality and comments and people just being ridiculous. I'm sorry, y'all. Did I just go on a rant? I did. This is not the political rant, but this is a sports rant. I don't like it. Okay? So listen, y'all. I love when my boy Matthew comes on, because I love to hear him with his excitement, his stats. Y'all hold on for a second. Here he is, your boy, none other than Matthew Bugs.
Welcome, folks. SIBN Sports, keeping you on top of your teams and news, stats, and wins, and even on the go, as I am down the road at the moment. But first, we want to give you a quick rundown. Big ups to Mike Smith and his staff, Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons, beating the New York Giants on Sunday, 34-0, their first shutout of the season. Good job to the defense, being able to hold Eli Manning and the rest of his company to no points at all. First for the season, as we said, and it looks really great for Atlanta, as it Stephen Nicholas and John Abraham, Asante Samuel, and the rest down there on the D block are able to hold down a great offensive quarterback, one of the best in the league, as a matter of fact, to no points. They had one pick and interception, and since then it was downhill for Eli Manning, and that's a great job of the defense holding it down for him. Speaking of other crazy news, the Bengals emerged to 8-6 after defeating the Eagles on Thursday. 34-13. Good job to Andy Dalton and the rest of his squad. With that, Cincinnati will definitely have a big chance in entering the playoffs now. They do have to win their next couple. They do have to win their last two games. It's going to be quick. It's going to be shaky, but this is a big chance for Cincinnati to finally pull out on something. In the meanwhile, big up to Captain Kirk and RG3. For defeating the Chicago Bears on Sunday. They finally did great. It's good to see them finally coming back. They are now 8-6. They have a chance to go into the wild card and make themselves a playoff position. When nobody thought it was possible at first, it is definitely crazy, folks, and you really might want to take a look at who they got coming up next. Tampa Bay, however, was not able to beat New Orleans. And now with New Orleans at 6-8, they still don't have a chance of playoff position. But that leaves Tampa Bay at 6-8, and probably it ruined Josh Freeman and company's chances of making the playoffs. I still would keep a lookout on them, though. With the Houston Texans beating the Colts on Sunday as well, that puts them at 12-2. They are the number one seed in the AFC and have the exact same record as the Atlanta Falcons. And folks, remember that we talked a couple of weeks ago, how do the Texans mimic the Falcons? And we want to know your response. Make sure to check it out. Put your response on our Facebook fan page, www.facebook.com/SIBN Sports. Big shout out to Matt Schaub. Former Atlanta Falcons player, for those of you that did not know that. And Dallas squeaked by somehow, and I know my partner Claire would probably object to this. Dallas somehow squeaked by Pittsburgh. They are now 8-6. They have a chance in the wild card round as well. Who they will play? Uncertain at this moment. The playoff picture looks, if they are the lowest seeded team in the NFC, they could possibly play Atlanta in the second round.
You're listening to SIBN Radio. We'll be right back in a moment. SIBN offers video and audio production 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or call the office at 404-910-5019. Your video production services increases your visibility online. The Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network, producing business videos, location streaming videos, and on-location or virtual production videos. For more information, dial 678-830-3118 or 404-910-5019. SIBN, increasing your visibility online.
The New England Patriots did not make it past the San Francisco 49ers, battle of the quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, and Tom Brady. It seems as though, folks, San Francisco, now 10-3, they're looking really superb and really strong, and now are the second-seeded team in AFC. That is unbelievable. Big up to them, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to know what I'm saying, big up, because a lot of teams that you thought weren't going to make it are definitely making it. Getting updated with the rundown right here, folks. Don't forget, Dallas will be playing New Orleans this Sunday. Dallas needs to win this game if they have any hopes of playing in the wild card round and maintaining their position in the NFC West. With that being said, RG3 and the others get another shot at Philadelphia. They should win this game. This is the game that they should win, that they have to win to stay in playoff position. They want to make it into playoff territory. New England will be playing Jacksonville, which should be an easy feat for them. As well as Pittsburgh taking on Cincinnati. Both of these teams need a win. So, who can come out on top? I want to see you guys' input on that. Make sure you check out our Facebook fan page, www.facebook.com/SIBN Sports.fan page. So make sure that you check that out. The Denver Broncos will be taking on the Cleveland Browns now. Cleveland hasn't been looking hot lately, but they've stuck in a few wins. They are not the worst team in the NFL anymore. So, with that being said, Denver definitely needs to watch their back if they have any chance of winning this game. Chicago gets a redemption chance against playing Arizona. Arizona only has 5 wins in their last 15 games. What does that spell for it? Chicago have a chance? They'll probably pull a clear and say, we'll just have to see. The 49ers will be taking on the Seahawks. Good battle between these two teams. The Seahawks are actually looking pretty strong this year at 9-5, while San Francisco leads the way at 10-3. What will happen to this? 10-3-1 for those of you that had a tie game earlier in the season. And Colin Kaepernick pulled out on this one. They're already in good playoff position, but hey, a win's a win. And you never know what you can do when you ruin Seattle's chances of going 9-6, or even 9-7. Wanted to move over to the NBA, guys. The Lakers' woes still seem to be continuing for them. However, they did have a very close win, by 1 point, over the Charlotte Bobcats the other night. Kobe Bryant and company seem to be finding a little bit of their niche, but they still seem to be struggling and having a hard time with each other. I believe, most likely, it's because they can't find where to fit Pau Gasol. What's going to happen when Steve Nash gets back? And just the fact that they've been up and down the floor, that they are not very good in transition defense. Meta world peace for Ron Artest, whichever one you want to call him, may be the primary factor in this. He used to be being known as one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, is now slowly starting to prove that he's not too much of a factor. However, with that being said, it's only almost Christmas break. There's still plenty of time in the season for everybody to work out their kinks, and hopefully LA can get things back on track. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean that our big bad team over here, the Atlanta Hawks, are not doing superb. Surprisingly, as everybody thought they wouldn't, they actually are. Sitting at 15-7, number 3 in the East, they are doing great. Josh Smith is actually looking like an all-star now. And that's exactly what Atlanta fans have wanted to see for a very long time. Shots falling off a little bit, but he's still making plays, still passing the ball, still getting assists. Him and Al Horford doing it big, doing it very, very big. Lou Williams doing it big as well. Jeff Teague, a promising point guard, can probably do some big things for Atlanta in the future. Hope that they do keep him. New York is actually still playing pretty solid. However, they did have a tough loss against the Houston Rockets the other night. Jeremy Lin and James Harden, they came in and they actually put in some work. Carmelo did actually not play in that game, but New York still seemed pretty tough. In hopes that they're waiting for Amari Stoudemire to come back. He'll be practicing with the D-League team before he actually decides to come back in and give his knee time. And hopefully he should be ready to go this weekend, which I know Knicks fans, or even just fans of Amari Stoudemire himself, would definitely like to see. As for troubles and woes, a lot of that continues for the Washington Wizards and the Charlotte Hornets, as they're both at the bottom of the East and the West standing. What good can hopefully come up out of that? Well, in the words of my best old buddy, old pal, Clara Celeste, we'll just have to see. With that being said, folks, that's enough of my stats and my rundown that I can give you for right now. Matthew Rhodes, keeping you on top of your team's news, stats, and wins on the go. This is SIBN Sports.
Get to the game. Powered by American Family Insurance. Trey Matthews, one of the top safeties in his class, defined his playing style early on.
I started playing football when I was around 9. They were doing head-on tackling drills. He was getting ready to hit a guy, and he was like, no, we're not going to let him go against him because he played last year. I was like, no, let him hit it.
Trey didn't know, well, what am I supposed to do? He's much bigger than I am. My husband said, just go at him and go full speed. And he just did it like he had been doing it since he was, younger than 8 or 9.
He's never missed a practice, been late for one. He's a dedicated football player, 12 months out of the year.
Trey's family is very close, and it's helped keep Trey on the path to his dreams.
The closest of our family is phenomenal. When I step out of line, my mom is the first one on me.
I know I push him a whole lot more than what some of the other boys' parents do, but that, of course, will help him in the end.
Trey's dream is to be a professional football player. We work out together almost every night. My dad taught me my work ethic. He taught me everything I know. People talk about a plan B. We don't have a plan B. You put all that you have into your plan A. And if your plan A fails, then we'll work on another plan A.
The NFL is a big dream, and Trey has a plan and the support to protect it.
The best way to protect my dream is to stay focused, keep my body healthy, and hit the books hard. When Trey starts talking about what he wants to pursue, I just get behind him 100%. We have a motto that we live by. That's put God first, go hard, and have fun. That's in life, in the classroom, and everything that you do.
You do a lot of thinking on a bike about your life, family, your dreams. One of my dreams came to me on a bike, to open up my own shop. So what happens when you complete a dream? Well, you just start thinking of the next.
You're listening to SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
All right, y'all, this is your girl, Clara Celeste, back. We want to thank Matthew for all of the highlights and the rundowns. Thank you for the stats, Matt. Nobody can do it like my boy, Matt. Listen, guys, before we wrap everything up, what I wanted to do was talk a little bit about Tiger Woods. As quiet as it's kept, in 2012, he actually won 3 times to pass Jack Nicklaus for most wins. He actually is at 74. So congratulations to Tiger. He has had a rough last 3 years or so. You all know what he has gone through, but he has continued to play his game that he loves, that his father trained him in. He continues to play. He is still winning as quiet as it's kept, and he has passed Jack Nicklaus for most wins of all times. Let's give a round of applause to Tiger Woods. Congratulations, man. Good job. 74 wins for him. Listen, there's going to be some big games coming up this week. We want to just highlight a few that I'm definitely going to be watching out for. And one of those games that I'm really, really watching out for is going to be see what happens with New Orleans at Dallas. This is a big game for Dallas. Dallas really needs to win this game because they are trying to get into the playoffs. It will be interesting to see if Dallas can pull it off at home and beat the New Orleans Saints. I will be watching. I know you will too. Another big game is going to be Tennessee at Green Bay. Green Bay needs a win. We'll see what happens with Green Bay. New England is going to Jacksonville. New England needs to get back from the loss. They need to pull themselves back together. We'll see what happens if they are able to do that. Another big game, even though it's not that big of a deal for Philadelphia, but it's a huge game for the Washington Redskins. RG3 should be back from his concussion this week. Washington playing at Philadelphia. That's going to be a great game. I want to see that game. I will be watching. Cleveland is going to Denver. The only reason I'm even highlighting this game is just that I'm just excited about what's going on with Peyton Manning. Want to see him have another great game. Can't wait to see Peyton Manning at home against Cleveland. Going to be a great game. They should win without any problems. Chicago is going to Arizona. Arizona, as I said, has won their first game in the last 11 weeks. I mean, how can you go so long without a win after starting so great? So we'll see if they are able to win again at home against Chicago. Is it going to be a game for Arizona? And then Chicago needs to win after losing their game last week. So we'll see what happens with that. You got the New York Giants at Baltimore. That's going to be a strong game for both teams. They both have something to prove. They both want to win. We'll see if New York Giants are able to beat Baltimore Ravens at home. I don't see it happening because I'm telling you the Ravens play well at home. That's going to be a great game. And then you have San Francisco playing at Seattle. Listen, before we go, I just wanted to say this because, you know, I always like to laugh. The Jets have decided to pull Sanchez. Y'all, please, we gotta laugh. It's something to laugh about. They have all of a sudden decided with 3 games left that they're not going to play Sanchez. But guess what? They're not playing Tebow either. They're going to play McElroy. Tebow got to be mad. They finally decided to pull Sanchez, and they won't even let me play. Boy, I tell you, I don't know what's going on with the Jets, but I believe some heads are going to be rolling for the Jets team coaches. Somebody is not going to be around much longer. The Bronco does have, matter of fact, home games remaining against Cleveland and Kansas City. Those both should be easy games for them to win. So Broncos should not have any problems getting into the playoffs. It's going to be really nice. I'm so excited, guys. It has been a great week. Thank you all again for all of your support, for hanging out with us, for talking with us, for going on Facebook and putting your notes and your comments, for all of you that go to the website and tell us what you think and tell us how you like us. We want you to know we don't take it lightly. We don't take it for granted, and we appreciate all of your support. This is your girl, Clara Salette. We're SIBN Sports. We are on Facebook. You can find us at SIBN Sportscast.fan page. Go on there and like our page. Tell your friends about us. Tell everybody what we are doing over here on SIBN Radio. We're doing great things, guys. Listen, if you have something you want to say, something you want to tell us, we want to hear from you. Go on the page and like us and tell us what you think. And we want you to know we don't take it lightly. Listen, before I get out of here, guys, I just want you to continue to pray for all of the families in Newtown, Connecticut. Pray for the children that survived this horrible tragedy as well, because we didn't mention them. They're going to go through a lot after seeing what they saw. So please keep the families continuously in your prayer through the coming weeks. All of your loved ones, hug them real tight. Your babies, your grandbabies, love on them, guys. We want to say also to you, have a very, very Merry Christmas. All right? Y'all have a happy holiday. Happy New Year to you. We're going to be shouting at you again, but we just want to say it. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, because we don't want to take the Christ out of Christmas. And we also want to say Happy New Year. Y'all, let's get it done in the new year. This is your girl, Clara Salette, with SIBN Sports. Thank you.
SIBN FM Radio. Turn it up.
Now is the time to have your business online with the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. That's right, SIBN or Select USA TV will produce your video on the spot. Picture business videos, on location streaming videos, or on location production videos. Dial 678-830-3118 or call the office at 404-910-5019 Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now is the time to have your business online with SIBN. The Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network now offers picture videos, on-location streaming videos, and on-location production videos for your event cause, brand, or mission. Call today, 678-830-3118 or 404-910-5019. Attention all artists of all genres, now you can be featured on Gas Global Artist Showcase on the CATL show, airing now on SIBN Radio. That's right, all artists now, all genres, host and positive please, can be featured on Gas Global Artist Showcase. Global Artist Showcase on the CATL show, now airing on SIBN Radio. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's 404-910-5019. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. Or email us at globalcoverage@selectusatv.info.
Are you a spoken word artist?
Now is your time to be featured online. Tier 1 Promotions on the CATL show is looking for spoken word artists to be featured on regular rotation. If you are a spoken word artist, now is your time to be promoted on Tier 1 Promotions with the CATL show. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's 404-910-5019. Or email us your bio and your links to work online. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Calling all spoken word artists nationwide. Nationwide call for all spoken word artists. Nationwide call for all spoken word artists. This has been your CATL Gas Global Artist Showcase promotion.
All submissions must be wholesome and positive, please.
Once again, I'm Matthew Bogues, and this is SIBN Sports.
You're listening to SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. You're listening to SIBN Radio.